What's up and what's going on, fellow fanatics, and welcome back to what we believe to be one of the best channels around. I'm your host, Sean, and I'm joined by my brilliant co-host.
I'm Trey.
I'm Cody.
I'm Q.
And we are going to be here today and every day to bring you all of the best news, hot topics, rumors, and more on everything movie, streaming, and TV. But before we get into all of that, if you wouldn't mind liking this video and subscribing to our channel, and while you're at it, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the future content we're putting out. Trey's going to start us out this video with, if you don't know, now you know.
Okay, so, if you don't know, like the title suggests, which I'm sure a lot of people don't, this last week and this coming week is Jump Festa 2022, which essentially is the biggest week of the year for everything manga, anime related, and this one is huge. We're talking new Tokyo Revengers, the Bleach trailer, they're bringing back Bleach, like, Kubo finally gets revenge and gets his series out, and it looks beautiful.
They're remaking Bleach?
No, they're doing the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, which is the anime cutoff, right? Manga finished on one more arc. They're finally getting it animated, and honestly, he did a one-shot recently. They might revamp the entire manga with a new arc. I mean, we're no confirmation fully, but the way it left off, yeah. But I mean, that just goes into the animation has stepped up. It looks beautiful. The trailer came out; it's amazing, but we gotta wait till October. But while you're waiting, they're getting Mob Psycho's doing season 3. We weren't sure if they were going to do that. We're getting the final Attack on Titan. You're gonna cry. It's upsetting.
Yeah.
Haikyuu is doing another season. I mean, it's just all over the board. Everything's coming back. But in manga-related news, it's the cool thing about Jump Fest is the mangakas actually get to come out and say a couple words. That's like oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name right now. The creator of My Hero said. This kind of shocked everyone. He wants the season ended this year, or the series ended this year. The manga will stop.
So soon.
Which is kind of shocking, but I mean, if he can pull it off, go on ahead, right? We just had the
I mean, as long as the ending doesn't feel rushed, that's all I care about.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of rush, so we're still in Wano arc in One Piece, but Oda came out and said that hopefully it'll be done by the end of this year. They're teasing the new Shanks movie. He talked about that quite a bit, and I mean, it's just all over the place. We just had a brand new manga release. The creator of Fullmetal Alchemist is coming back after 12 years, I think. Close to 12 years to do an entire new series.
Wow.
And it looks amazing. Just that one chapter they teased was the biggest switcher I've ever seen in my life in one chapter. But
a whole new series of Fullmetal Alchemist?
No. A brand new series entirely.
Okay.
But took the break, didn't do
I don't know what they would do.
Didn't do what Kishimoto did and jumped into Samurai 8 right after Naruto, and it didn't really pan off. Took the break, got a brand new idea, and it's already, just the one chapter alone blew my mind. But yeah, I'll let you know more as things go on, and I'm sure tons are going to drop this, the rest of the week. But yeah, I mean, it's something to look forward to in future videos. But today, it's not about Jump Festa, believe it or not. It's about one thing. And that is?
Oh, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I have been waiting for this movie I feel like we've been talking about this movie for 2 years, but like, and it still feels so unreal that it's like in the rearview mirror now. It just feels unreal, like, but I've seen it 4 times, but it's
I've seen it one like a normal person.
It's twice. Each time it's amazing. So and I plan to see it a 5th time, a 6th time, and whatever, and on and on and on. But we're going to talk about some of our favorite parts in the movie, some of the best things we liked about it.
Upcoming possibilities, because there's
upcoming possibilities. Like I said, I love this movie. I think that this movie was, when I saw it the first time I came out of the theater, I said, okay, I wouldn't call it what the critics were saying, one of the greatest movies ever made. I said I would definitely call it one of the greatest MCU, if not the best MCU film ever made. But after that second time, it is definitely one of the greatest films of all time. You can't change my mind on that.
I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Seeing the cast listing, all the people they brought in, all the people that could have been in that we were unsure about what they were going to do with, I was like, with all these people, is this going to be just a giant fan service, right? In a bad way. How I think I've said before, just adding cameos without good story or losing the plot. No.
It is cold.
No, right. Everyone fit their role. There was perfect. It was perfect. Everything drove the
humor
plot.
was in the right spots. There was action in the right spots. It was so emotionally jarring.
It
was the most emotionally jarring
I cried
MCU
at least twice.
movie, bro. I don't think I stopped crying from the moment May died to the moment Andrew caught MJ. I was just, because it was just so much emotion in between those moments. I was just like, damn, when is this shit gonna stop being so emotional? But it was.
No, when Andrew almost started crying, I was like,
yes. When Andrew came through his portal, I was like crying tears of happy joy because I'm like, bro. Andrew, I know, before the film, it was like an unpopular opinion, and I think that's kind of changed a bit because people are finally starting to see that Andrew Garfield is
he's amazing.
The best Spider-Man.
He's amazing.
Tom Holland is definitely the definitive Spider-Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tom is Spider-Man.
I was sitting over here like, what are you about to say?
But Andrew Garfield is the overall best Spider-Man, in my opinion. It's my opinion. In my opinion, I'm going to say it's the right opinion.
Okay, I really like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I really like those two movies, which, a lot of people didn't. But I definitely don't think he's the best Spider-Man. He's too cool. He's too cool.
Who's best?
No, but
cool.
see,
but
he's too cool.
People often get caught up. That's the thing. People often get caught up in the early nerdy Peter Parker because we keep getting it revised again and again and again.
Yes.
What people don't understand is when Peter is in his late 20s, early 30s, he's a nerd in the fact that he's a biological genius, but he's alpha. He's buff. He's a superhero.
Right,
He got the girl. Sometimes he lost the girl. Sometimes he had kids with the girl.
Sometimes he had two girls at once.
Yes, he isn't this awkward, sad, nerdy. Sometimes he's a little too braggadocious and realizes oh crap, I kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, he, and that's what Andrew Garfield does well. It's just they took that and maybe he did a little too early in what I would expect him to do.
But
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everybody always likes to, before this film, again, to me, I thought Andrew was not only it was Tom's movie for sure. I think that was something everybody was worried about too. Was this going to be a Tom Holland movie or was this going to be like the other two? Where it's not really so centered around Tom. It didn't really feel like a Tom Holland movie. But no, this was for sure a Tom Holland movie, even with all the cameos. Mm-hmm. But I believe Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man on the screen that we had. I thought he was so... He loves you see how much he even loves playing the character of Spider-Man. He just brings so much emotion to the character. It's just
for
sure. So with that, I'm just... Where was I going with that, with the emotion? I said...
We're getting there, but if I can, hold on, let me interject real fast to say this, and this goes into...
Yeah, that's what it was.
There was... What I liked about seeing all three on screen is I saw qualities about them that I thought were good as a Spider-Man. But I also saw the things I didn't like about them as Spider-Man. And to me, it kind of centered it all, where Tobey Maguire, sure, he had the nerdy, timid aspect to him, but he got so bogged down in emotion that Spider-Man... He didn't work through it the right way. Even when he came on, he just seemed like kind of the older guy helping the young person at an AA meeting almost. That sounds weird to say, but he was very
for sure that he had
so many skeletons in his closet and so many. I'm like,
but
and no, but then Andrew Garfield,
don't know what he's been through in the last.
Oh no, I
agree
with you. But I'm just saying, seeing the definitive Peter Parker, I think they all had qualities that resembled it well, and then they also had qualities to me that were like. That's your spin, that's your take, that isn't, right to me, but that's why I think Tom Holland is, in my opinion, the best Spider-Man, because he has time to build this character. Right. We're getting into post-high school right now. Yeah. Everything we've seen of Tom Holland is high school Spider-Man. He can develop this and grow this however he wants. And so that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Right. No, I'm so excited to see Tom play Spider-Man in his college years, but... Like I said, for me, I just have so much of a love for the way that what Andrew brought to the character, the love that Andrew brought to the character, the care he brought to the character, the emotion that he brings to the character. I thought he did a really good job. And so what I was saying before that was people like to shit on Andrew and try to say it was like, oh, Andrew's a bad Spider-Man. No. It was the direction that Webb and Sony took those movies.
Right. He had no control.
Yeah, and they were poking fun at that in the movie. Between him and Tobey's conversation, they were poking fun at that in the movie. It's not Andrew's fault. I mean, Andrew's a great fucking Spider-Man.
Rhino guy.
Yeah. So Hugh, your thoughts?
On the movie in general, or just in the Spider-Man aspect?
Well, let's
because
Spider-Man aspect, I guess.
I personally still think it's Tom. I think this movie gave me a lot more love for Andrew because I started realizing his character. I think what makes a lot of people like him is the fact that when he's playing his character, he kind of like he not necessarily hates himself, but he makes fun of him. He makes fun of himself to the point where like it makes us not really like feel bad for him, but like we understand him more. And so that's what I realized. Like
he is more honest and self.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We don't really like ever really know what Tom is thinking and stuff like that because he's always just trying to really just do with what May wants and stuff. He's going and saving. He's saving their lives really when that's. I don't think that's how the movie should have went.
Well, that and he's gone through so much. Like,
well, see, that brings me
time.
back to what we were arguing about before. When we were trying,
we're doing this now.
Say. Well,
we're doing this now.
I'm just saying, we're there.
Yeah,
what we were arguing about before, what I was trying to say is.
Well, tell them the argument we were having.
Well, the argument that we were having before was, and I still stood by that, and I still stand by that until after this movie. This movie finally took him through that. Tom has not been through shit. I don't care that he fought Thanos. I don't.
That's the wording right there.
Yes,
but see, I'm gonna argue on that. Where like I wasn't saying that he hasn't been through things because he has. What I was saying is there is a very important time. My hypest moment in this entire movie. It wasn't seeing all the Spider-Man. It wasn't anything of that. It was when he walked into that apartment. I was jumping out of my chair because what we are going to get is can't pay the rent.
He's Spider-Man,
but we're getting like can't pay the rent, trying to juggle dating, trying to juggle all this, his Daily Bugle delivering pizzas, where he becomes an adult that has to learn how to deal with his trauma that he's been through, how to process that to better become a mentor for a possible entrance to like Miles Morales, right? And now he can become mature Spider-Man, who's not only been through it, but processed it and developed emotionally from it.
No,
it's not that he hasn't been through shit, but he
lost a lot this movie. He lost a lot this movie.
I think adding to what Trey said also, I think Tom will also be the best just because he got to meet the other two previous Spider-Man, so I think he'll be a better mentor if we get the live action.
A better understanding of.
Yeah, because he got to have conversations. I understand they went through the same thing. He understands how they both dealt with it their different ways, so he can go about it his own way.
Right, but okay, like the saving graces for each Spider-Man in this movie, for the other two, Andrew Garfield saved MJ. He caught her.
Oh my god!
And that you can see in this because he couldn't save Gwen Stacy, right? That was his big. I got her. I saved her. But for the one that really got me was Tobey Maguire's. Was he saw the rage? He saw the anger. He knows he can kill someone, and he stopped him from doing it. And that was his big saving moment, right? That was his kind of the point of him being there in the lesson because he said, I can help him. All he wanted to do is help him not make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think that is important because Tom Holland can now go down a different path and be a less bitter, less angry, less darkened Spider-Man.
But is he?
Yeah,
I'm saying he gave him the
I think he's about to have a real tough time.
I think he's going to have a hell of a
thought.
hard time. It's about to be rough for him, I think.
Is he moving to Boston, though?
No, I don't think so.
No. His apartment's in New York. Spider-Man's New York. Come on now.
No.
New York is Spider-Man.
No, he's not going to. I don't think he's going to move to Boston.
So MJ and Ned are just going to be completely out of his lives.
Well, one of the things that I really loved about that last scene that, again, brought it all around to him finally being Spider-Man and not Iron Man Jr., is he wanted to tell MJ everything. He wanted to, but in that moment when she moved her hair back and he saw the bandage, he was like, but I can't, because no matter what, if I bring her back into my life, and I tell her who I am, her life's now going to be,
I think he wants to keep Ned and MJ safe.
He's got to set, so now he's understanding he's got to with great power comes great responsibility. He's got to sacrifice things that he wants, things that he, love. And now he's, he has stepped back. He has had to step back and realize, okay, I got to do what's best for them and not put myself in their life, because no matter where I go, like J.K. Simmons said, again, no matter where Spider-Man goes, chaos and calamity is going to follow.
Well, and I think it's very important. Like I said, they revised the original quote, and most people might not care. That to me matters for the simple fact of there was with great power comes great responsibility. But the original quote, which was used in this movie, is "with great power should also come." And why that matters because just like with MJ, he has to make that choice. It's not great responsibilities, just great responsibilities just going to follow. He's like, I have to actively make the choice because I could not if I want to, but I have to make the choice to be responsible for
I mean,
have.
it's like he told them in the video when he's luring them. I could have killed you all at any time. And I mean, he's pointing at the box. But let's be honest. He could just punch through their skull.
Yeah, I mean, I can just break your back really fast, guys. But okay, I don't know. There's just so much growth he can do.
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot that they could take that, that final scene. That final scene opens up. It leaves it open for the possibilities to be endless. I mean, yeah, you got the end credit scene with Venom, but again, we don't know that that's going to Tom. That could very well go to Flash. It could very well go to. We could be introduced to an Eddie Brock that is in the MCU. We don't know.
Right.
So we don't know where that's going to go. But the possibilities are definitely endless. Like I said, I just thought that seeing him go through these obstacles, opposed to the things that we've seen him go through in Civil War, when he made the cameo, the things that he went through in Homecoming when he fought Vulture. Yes, those were things that were traumatic for him. I'm not saying that he hasn't gone through shit like that. What I'm saying is he hasn't gone through anything that shows that he is Spider-Man. Because the Spider-Man that we have seen from other iterations, like Andrew and Tobey, we've seen them just do it alone. We've seen them have to figure out how to be a college student and balance a relationship and try to balance a real life and try to keep my secret identity. All of those things. We saw them have to go.
It's not fun like it's been for Tom Holland.
Right,
that's the main
exactly.
thing.
For Tom, this has been oh my gosh, you're Thor. Oh my gosh, blah 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 blah. He's meeting and doing all these things, Mr. Stark and all that kind of stuff that he was going through. It's not. I'm not saying that obviously fighting Thanos and being on Titan and all that kind of stuff was traumatic, but he just had help along the way where these guys didn't. So now at that final scene, yes, no one knows who he is. No one knows who he is. He's. That's the thing I'm seeing online too. A lot of people are saying, well. How do people not know what were they saying? How do people not know who he is? Does that mean that the Avengers are no one knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Spider-Man still very much exists. Fuck. I mean, I don't know how that's confusing.
Right. So at the end of the movie, J. Jonah Jameson was talking about Spider-Man.
So I don't know how that's confusing, but I'm seeing that a lot, and it's a little concerning.
Is that confusing to people?
It is.
Yeah, apparently it's a thing.
I guess it's confusing.
Yeah, everybody just knows who Spider-Man is. Nobody knows who Peter Parker is.
Right. No one knows who Peter Parker is.
Or that they're connected in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Which means we can still get the famous line, "I need pictures of Spider-Man." I'm waiting for it.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, we've got So and now that we're on J. Jonah Jameson, that to me, in my opinion, was our Sinister Six villain. I mean, I don't think they were the Sinister Six. They were more like the Feisty Five, but
oh man.
But I definitely think that if you wanted to call them a Sinister Six, JJ was definitely the sixth villain. I mean, you think about everything he was like.
He was plotting.
Yeah, bro. Like when that scene when Tom just got the shit beat out of him by Goblin, and J. Jonah Jameson turns around and is like, "I got you." I'm like, bro, you're the sixth villain, dude.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And like, it's seriously the speech he gave after May died, and you just see Tom in the rain, tears. And then you see the huge
the police shot him.
Yeah. I'm like, I know that made me cry. I'm like,
they shot him. They didn't just shoot at him. He got hit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like,
if he had been wearing the suit, the nanobot suit, which I did really like his suit at the end. You see, it's super classic Spider-Man.
Loved it.
Very shiny material.
I was really hoping from the trailers that Doc Ock broke that damn Iron Spider suit.
No, I love the Iron Spider suit. But hold on, that's a good point.
I don't think it's gonna be like a last resort kind of.
Right. So before we get way too deep into beautiful Aunt May. Okay, sorry. That was a good point. Comment section. How did you feel about the Spider-Man. Did you like the Tobey Maguire coming back, or did you think it was kind of off a little bit? Did you like Andrew Garfield? What did you think of Tom Holland's growth? Let us know. Let us know what you think. Did you like it? Who do you want to see more of going forward?
And what do you think about Tom's future going forward? What do you think about Spider-Man's future going forward in the MCU? What are we going to see in those next 5 films? So you guys let us know what you guys think down in the comments.